And now into boxing, making the first defense of his South African heavyweight title, Keaton Gomes had to come back from a badly cut eye to stop Joshua Pretorius in the fourth round. Gomes made a fast start as he took the fight to the slow-moving Pretorius through rounds 1 to 3. In the fourth round, Gomes scored with the big right hand that sent challenger down and out against the ropes as referee Jaap van Nieuwenhuizen waved the fight off at 1 minute and 10 seconds in the round. Gomes improved his record to 10 wins, 8 by way of knockout and only 2 losses. He joins us now to talk about his fight with Pretorius and the way forward. Champ, good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, that cut looks quite bad, eh? How was it? I mean,
yeah,
on TV, watching the fight, it looked quite bad. How was it?
No, it was a bad cut. I got an elbow to just on my cheekbone here, so obviously it just split open. But that's boxing. I fought through it. I had to get through it. I couldn't let it stop me. And we took care of it after the fight. I just went through the hospital and we had it all glued up and they've covered it. So, yeah, now it's just healing.
Let's then go back to the fight itself. A very fast start for you. You were making your first defense. What was your preparations like for Josh? I mean, obviously, this is somebody that you know very well. He's a former champion in his own right.
Yeah, so the preparations went well. I'm guided by my coach, Peter Smith. All my trainings, conditioning, boxing, skills, everything is I'm taught by him. So preparations went well. Peter's game plan was far superior than theirs. We knew he's a tough guy. Josh is very tough. He's known for being tough. But he also isn't one of the smartest fighters. He doesn't move well on his feet. He has to set before he throws. So he couldn't hit a moving target. So the whole camp, Peter Smith was working with me, hitting and moving, not sitting still, landing the mark, putting pressure. Obviously, like you saw in the first round, but everyone knows that's how I fight. I come out to put pressure and sting the guy to say I'm here and I'm in charge. But yeah, so the camp went well. We fought according to plan. We didn't sit still, as you can see in the fight. I started moving around a bit just to put him off balance, and you could see it frustrated him. So yeah, everything worked according to plan.
Well, one of the plans, I guess as part of the plans, you had a sparring session with Kevin Lorena, who was headlining the bill on Saturday night. What was that like, sparring with Kevin? I mean, Kevin has been in the squad circle with some of the big boys. What was that for? And did you feel that it helped you in preparing for this fight?
No, of course. So Kevin and I are stablemates. We actually work most of the time together for all fights. We're actually preparing, helping each other with rounds and that, because here in SA it's hard to get good sparring, like local good sparring. So we actually work a lot together. So, and I'm always learning from him, obviously. He's obviously on the highest level there is of boxing. So every time I get in there, under my coach's watchful eye, I'm learning. More like mistakes I make against there, and Kevin catches me, I learn from it. So everything that we do in the ring, I take forward and I take as a learning curve. Every mistake I take as a lesson. But yeah, every time getting in there, it actually makes you more confident, because if you can get in the ring with Kevin Lorena and work some good rounds, there's no one here locally on his level. So obviously it gives you confidence going into a fight, knowing like almost this guy can't touch me because of the work you put in with obviously the champ, Kevin.
When you won the South African heavyweight champion, the title rather, you won it also with the ABU. You went against Chris Thompson. It was only your 9th fight. Were you ready for such a big opportunity? Was it not too early? Because sometimes there's this whole perception about, let the young man get more fights, get more rounds. Were you ready? Well, in retrospect, the fact that you won it means that you were ready. But what was it like getting a shot at the heavyweight title with only 9 fights, professional fights to your name?
It all comes down to I've got all my trust and faith in my coach. Like, when he's in my corner, I believe I can go up against anyone. So when he was ready to accept and he said, we got the fight, whoever we fight, if Peter says, Keaton, we're going to win this, I'm confident, I'm ready. I know myself, I'm ready. So, yeah, I guess starting out, also I'm young, you want to get as many fights as possible to build that confidence and ring craft and all that going into a fight. But if my trainer says I'm ready and I knew in myself I was ready, yeah, nothing could stop us.
What's next then? You've just made your first successful defense of the heavyweight, South African heavyweight title. You are also the ABU heavyweight champion. What's next? What would you like to see happening? And especially as I'm saying, you're relatively still young. Only your 10th fight this past weekend.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure what's next. I know my coach is meeting my promoter tomorrow to obviously talk going forward what's the next fight and next step. But I'd like to get an international one, and I'm sure the next fight will be an international fight. So only after tomorrow I'll know exactly what's next. But I don't know what else there is here in SA. If there is anyone challenging for the title, I'll defend it. But my next step, I'd like to fight an international fight.
Would you say that as far as the South African heavyweights, you are ready to move on, or is there no one out there that you're looking at that I need to mark that one off, the win list?
Yeah, so now I'm ready to move on. We're ready to move on to the next thing, like the big next step. So, yeah, locally there isn't no one I've got my eye on. I'm looking past it and looking international, like I said. So if there is someone that puts in a challenge and I got to defend, then yeah, I'm happy to fight and defend. But right now, yeah, there's no one here locally that I can see myself going up against.
Well, Champ, thank you so much for coming through to talk to us. Once again, congratulations on a successful defense of your heavyweight title.